thermal sound wave.
Listen, y'all, we got a special guest that's joining us right now. C.Truth and Kev Lawrence. It's party time. Y'all know what I'm saying? It is party time right now, and we got the law behind us too.
Yeah, the guy that helps make sure your paperwork is straight and all that.
Yes. We got none other than Mr. Tracey Lee. Trey Lee joining us here on the program right now. What's going on, Trey?
All is well, man. All is well. What's good with y'all, man?
Everything's good, man. We chopping it up, man. We live right now at the Port Authority, New York City,
really
at the Obsessive Sneaker Disorder exhibit.
OSD.
You know what I'm saying? Talking to Trey Lee. Party time is the theme.
No doubt. Let's get it. What's going on?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the theme, I gotta give a big shout out to D-Dot,
aka Mad Rapper. Yo. What's going on?
Letty made this go through.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. You know, we ran into each other a while back at N15. I think it was Cool DJ Red Alert had a birthday event there.
Uncle Red.
Yeah, Uncle Red had a birthday event there. Mentioned before, kept it cordial. You know, like you knew me or stuff like that. But it was just like, it was great to see you there. Cause I was like, one day I'm going to have that man on the show. Because he damn near deserves it for everything he did in hip-hop and just for me, period. And it's just great to have you on the program right here, man.
Nah, man, I'm glad to be here, man. Definitely glad to be here, man.
I'm going to tell you why it's very, I'm honored to have you on this program, because you actually helped me through my my military bid. When I first went overseas in the military, I only had 3 cassette tapes with me. One was yours, and one was CNN, and one was Beanie Man. And I would actually, to help me get through what I was going through, I would actually play your album. And, the theme was a great song, but my favorite song from you was A Star in the East.
Stars in the East, definitely.
Because I was I was in the Middle East. I was in Saudi Arabia looking at the star like, wow, I'm actually here. And I would just sit there in nighttime and look at that star every time and just hear you and your crew, Rom. And, even though and it's crazy, you used that Nights Over Egypt flip, and I was like, I'm going through Egypt right now. And I said to myself, when I get home, I'm going to make sure I get into the entertainment business, and you had a big part to do with it, even though you had no idea.
Wow. Yeah, we just performed that record in Newark, New Jersey this past weekend. Shout out to the mayor, Mr. Honorable, Mr. Raz Baraka, man. He threw a situation out there, 24 hours apiece, man. So it was a beautiful time out in Newark. So actually, me and my crew, King of Flow and MID, One Step Beyond, we performed that song for the first time in 23 years, man. So it's all good. So it's funny that you said that, man. That's crazy.
Shout out to Do It All, to Pre Kelly out there. He be holding it down.
Yeah. Shout out to Do It All. He doing heavy lifting in the streets, man. Shout out to Do It All.
Yeah, for real. And like I said, thank you, man. Like I would actually really be like on the side of the ship, watching the dolphins just come up. I'm like, wow, that's a real dolphin. I'm like, am I gonna be able to make it back home? We go to Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, and I'm like standing and watching. I'm like, I might not make it back home. Like, no, this is Star in the East.
Wow.
So when you get home, be a part of that life.
So Trey, real quick, for those who are unaware of your come up, where you repping from first off?
Oh, Philly all day, man. But you know what? I want to give a shout out to Buffalo, New York. I know Griselda is doing a lot of big things, man. I was actually born in Buffalo, New York. That's something a lot of people don't know.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. So when Shannon Sharp says there's no rappers coming out of Buffalo and nobody knows Buffalo rappers, you were actually one of the first repping hip-hop rappers from Buffalo.
I was born in Buffalo, New York. I didn't stay long. My mother was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, but I didn't stay long. I was born there, And then we moved around, and I ended up, raised in my formidable years in Philly, and that's the place that I claim, and that's the place that, raised me. But Buffalo, New York is actually on my birth certificate.
Oh, that's what. So your roots is there. You got roots there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is.
So you probably had, Sharp in the locker room before you get ready for games, jamming to your music, not even realizing he's from Buffalo. He's born in Buffalo.
Yeah. But what's crazy though? I did a show there back in the day, and during the time of the height of the theme and Many Faces and all that, and for some reason, I guess the people knew that, because I used to spend a couple summers out there, so I still have people out there. But that was one of the craziest shows I had ever, that was the first time I experienced like a Beatles moment. The cats was chasing after the van that we was in and all of that. Like it was melee trying to get up out of there. Like it was bananas. But I think it was because of the energy there. Because I think the people just knew. You know what I'm saying? That because it's not a secret. You know what I mean? If you did some digging, you found out, and those people there knew that my roots was there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Buffalo.
That's what it is. Now, what part of Philly did you grow up in?
Southwest Philly, 55th and Woodland. But I went to Girard College, which is in North Philly. It's a boarding school in North Philly.
Oh, I'm familiar with North Philly up there, Girard and all that. Gets crazy up there. Big ups to all the people out there in North Philly, man, doing their thing.
No doubt.
So you're an Eagles fan or you a Bills fan?
I'm an Eagles fan all day. But
that's because they just won. See, that's because they won not too long ago.
I'm an Eagles fan, but I like to see the Bills do well. But here's the hold on. I'm giving y'all the jewel right here. And and Cats in Philly do not like this, but I'm not a Phillies fan, and I like the Sixers. I'm a Sixers fan, but I grew up. Not grew up. I still am a Yankees fan. I've been a Yankees fan. The Yankees was the first. The Yankees were the first sports franchise that I ever liked. Like I told you, I was born in Buffalo, so I used to sit the sports team that they rooted for baseball wise was the Yankees. They used to get 11 Alive and all that. So I used to sit with my grandfather, and watch Yankee games when I was like 4 years old. So I go back to the Mickey Rivers days and the Chris Chambliss days and the Willie Randolph days. I'm back that way, you know what I mean? So that's just a franchise that's the first sports franchise that I was like, and I never, deferred from that. You know,
as long as you don't say the Mets.
You're a fair weather fan, son. Come on.
Oh, y'all the Mets. Y'all must be from Queens or something.
No. I'm all New York. I'm not
even into baseball.
Because Philly is the worst town for sports fans.
Doc Gooden and all them, and Del Strawberry.
Oh, the Coke Boys.
Gary Carter. Yeah. The Coke Boys. Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Strawberry. That's the man, though. Strawberry.
Oh man, but to get back to you though.
Why is that?
Now you know
I'm
French
giving
Montana.
y'all tools right now.
No. You are definitely that.
Philly is the worst town when it comes to sports. They're like the meanest people.
Let's get back to you. So, you are someone you took a detour. Let's talk about that real quick. You took a detour. Of course, your biggest record was the party. The theme is Party Time. That was your biggest record.
Right.
Still smashes to this day.
Yes,
you throw that on, it's a wrap. Like that's banging out any party to
blessing,
this day.
That's a blessing, bro. Not many. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of MCs to get one.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's all good.
You got the publishing on that, right, son? You got the publishing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I mean, it's a lot of hands in that cookie jar, but I got to.
No doubt.
He worked it out now because of.
Now you took a detour from music, and you actually studied law, and you are a practicing lawyer.
Absolutely.
What type of law do you do?
Entertainment
law. Okay, there it is. Now, what made you take that detour? Were you always into law?
Nah, absolutely not, man. I had no aspirations of going back to school once I graduated in '92. Shout out to Howard University, man. I went there for undergrad from '88 to '90.
Oh, another real HU alum.
Oh,
come on, man. You know what it is.
Hampton University people, we love you too. love you too.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not with
yeah.
Hampton. I'm not with Hampton, son. HU all day.
But
The relationship.
Yeah. You know what it is. They the institute. They was the institute. But shout out to all HBCUs, man, because that was the law school, Southern University, which is another HBCU.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love to them. You know what I'm saying? All the HBCUs, you know what I'm saying?
All the HBCUs. But nah, man, I never had aspirations of being a lawyer until I got in the game. You know what I'm saying? Until, I was a signed artist. Until I, had my first experience as a major label artist. And, because of my eagerness to get on, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really pay attention to the fine print. I didn't really pay attention to the details. It was just about me putting the records out. But, you learn through experience. And so because of that, because of my ordeal, because of the contract that I signed, because of the, it looks good on the surface when everything is good, you know what I'm saying, when you got a hit record and all that, especially from the outsider. It looks like you're doing big things. But in actuality, you know what I mean, the paperwork wasn't really right. You know what I mean? So, it was because of that experience that I decided, once I got dropped from Universal and I was trying to figure out my way, that I needed to educate myself, not only for myself, but for other cats coming up in the game, and give them the kind of guidance that I didn't really get coming in. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the whole, go to law school, man, go learn the trade, go not only learn the trade, but learn, get yourself a foundation about this business, and then come back to the business when I quit. You know what I'm saying? Again, not only for my own career, but for other cats coming up.
Absolutely. We're talking to Tracey Lee right now on the program, Thermal Sound Waves. Track Life Radio, WLGK Logic Radio, Chicago. We here, man. C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. Hit us up, thermalsoundwaves at gmail.com, thermalsoundwaves.com. Do you represent any artists right now that we would know, or you just in a different area of entertainment law?
Well, I've done, okay, so one of the things that I didn't really want to do coming out of law school was, go 100% hard body into that profession. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to use it as a branding tool. I wanted to use it as a tool at my leisure, to be able to kind of, navigate how I want to navigate. So I'm saying all that to say, I don't have a client that I represent, totally, but I've done, work for people that you may know. Like I've done work for Solange Knowles. I've done work for Kelly Rowland. I've done work for Young Guru. I've done work for Eric Roberson, who's a hell of a R&B independent artist.
He's
like one of the cats
phenomenal.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly. I've done work for Algebra Blessed. I've done work for talent that have pitched reality shows to BET and things of that nature. But the names that I just shouted out are some of the people that are more popular. Work for Kobe Bryant, a company that represented Kobe Bryant. So, I've done work for people that, people may know, you know what I'm saying? In addition to, the indie artists that just look up for knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now, with you, you obviously go way back with D-Dot, super producer D-Dot, HU days and everything, and with also a guy named Mark Pitts, too.
Absolutely.
Which had the label By Storm, which is
right.
How he was introduced to you, as far as the more on a commercial level. Now, I always said this: the top 2 flows ever from B.I.G., top 3. One was Victory for me. I loved it. Other one was probably Can't Stop the Rain with him and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is with you and B.I.G. And I don't want to be quoted on this, but I think a certain artist that now does interviews, I think it was Nori. He may have spoken on you about that. And I think he wasn't talking down to you, but I don't think he really understood. He probably didn't realize much credit to give you. I think you was when I listened to that song, I wanted the Big have to actually go back and rewrite things, because it wasn't like somebody got on the track with somebody just loving and murdered them. Nah, this was like serious business. I didn't even hear Jay-Z go hard with Big like that. The way you did.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
And it's crazy. That was your first album.
Word. I mean, well, shout out to, rest in peace to the late great Notorious B.I.G. That dude, he was something special. You know what I'm saying? He, he came in the booth and he was one of the realest dudes that I had met. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time in the business. I mean, and he had every right to be, something other than that based on his status. I mean, he was the tops of the food chain. He was the number one guy. You know what I'm saying? But I think with that particular record, when I got signed to Mark, shout out to D-Dot again. D-Dot is the one that pushed me and Mark. He's the one that was the plug between me and Mark. Even though me and Mark went to school together and knew each other and all of that.
And you're talking about you're talking about Mark Pitts.
Mark Pitts, yeah. Mark didn't know I got busy. You know what I'm saying? Me and D-Dot forged that relationship way before Mark knew, what it was. But also, another reason why I believe I got signed to my Storms, because when Mark was playing my demos before he decided to pull the trigger, he was playing the joints for Big. You know what I'm saying? While Big was in the club. And so once he got the in addition to Dot pushing it, once he got the co-sign from Big, and Big, told him all the time, at least this is what was told to me by Mark and by Big, actually. You know what I'm saying? That, he was like, yo, Trey's nice. Trey's nice. You know what I'm saying? So I think when me and him got in the booth, there was a mutual respect, number one, but then there was also that competitive MC thing. When you're an MC and you're in a room with another dope MC, you are forced to set your game up. Because you're not going to sit up here, I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? They could be number one on the food chain, number 10 on the food chain. If you're nice, you're nice. And if you're in the room and in the booth with whoever that is, you are the survival of the fittest. So we're trying to make a dope record, but we also trying to outbar each other too.
No, he was concerned. He was concerned on that track, Hands High. He definitely was, and I'm like, wow. I heard Bone Thugs in Harmony with him. They did great, but he knew. I mean, he could do his thing on him. But no, when it came with you, it was something different. I think you're the only one.
He was coming. He was coming. He told me though. He told Mark. He's like, your man is nice, but he's finishing in second this year because he knew we was both dropping at the same. Matter of fact, we dropped in the same day. But he told Mark straight up, your man is coming in second. So again, it was that, but that was the beauty of Big, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Big got busy, and I believe he only got down, unless the bag was that crazy. He only got down with cats that he could compete. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, exactly. We're talking to Trey Lee right now. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio, Track Life Radio. What are you? I know you got a new joint out now, but what are some of the things that you got, bubbling right now, or coming soon that people really need to know about?
All right, yeah. So right now we got Expect the Unexpected, produced by my brother O'Jays. Man, he's a young cat, but his production is bananas. We dropped that joint on New Year's Day, like as soon as the clock struck 12. We dropped that joint. It's on all streaming platforms. In addition to that, you know what I'm saying, we're doing spot dates. We're promoting the album and things of that nature. I've been moving around on speaker series, you know what I'm saying, not only in the States but across the globe. I just came back from Morocco. Did something in the Netherlands. I have an engagement in Nova Scotia coming up in November. We got Howard Homecoming, and we got, these things that we do. I partnered with a company called Vine of the Rhine. And what we do is we pair wine with hip-hop music. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing monthly series in D.C. We've showcased, the anniversaries of different albums. Like we celebrated Nas's Illmatic album, which, it was the 25th anniversary of that album. We did the My Life album, which was also the 25th anniversary of that. No. Yeah, the 25th anniversary of that album as well. So we're trying something, not trying something different. We're doing something different. We're pushing the culture forward. And, the older we get, you know what I'm saying, we're entering into uncharted waters when it comes to hip-hop. You know what I mean? So, we're expanding the culture a bit. You know what I mean? So that's the motivation behind, the wine pairing with the hip-hop music. things of that nature. So, other than that, man, I'm about to drop another project too at the top of the year. We've been dropping singles throughout the year. I'm on D-Dot's album. He's about to drop an album. Appreciate the Heat. Better believe it. We got another joint called B1 that lit up the streets in the summer too. So, we got a couple things in the can, man.
What do you, as someone who's behind the scenes, business wise, law wise, and all that kind of stuff, where you see things going with the business right now, like, or maybe in the next few years or so?
I think it's a free for all for the indie, but I'm also paying attention to what Jay's doing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he's doing with Rock Nation is he's got his hands on a little bit of everything, and he's allowing the indie artists to run through, his distribution channel, if you will, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he's not really, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these distributors are doing this when it comes to the electronic, platforms. It's not necessarily putting money behind from a marketing perspective, unless you're like, pulling in those type of numbers. It's not necessarily putting marketing dollars behind it, but what they're allowing you to do is to affiliate yourself with the brand, and with the hopes of, you know what I'm saying, when you go to, your Apple Music and you go through your titles and you go through, Spotify's blah, that you're using the Rock Nation brand, or you're using the Sony brand, or whatever means of distribution per se, to be able to push your stuff a little further, so that when people see the affiliation, that they'll start, paying attention to you more. But nevertheless, it's really an independent market, because the medium calls for that. You know what I'm saying? It's about, just basically at the touch of a button, uploading your music into SoundCloud or whatever these other platforms there are. But, you don't have to pay anybody to do it. You just upload it and off you go. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can build yourself an audience, and it doesn't take it doesn't take millions of people to get into your music like it did back in the day, especially when all the profit is coming to you. You get a core group of, anywhere from 5,000, 10,000 people, you can make a living. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is for right now, and I don't see it changing anytime in the future, unless they, put some type of sanctions out there and, freely upload the music and get it to the people that you need to get it to.
Right, definitely that. Like Tracey Lee and people of that nature. No doubt.
So that's where the business is, man. That's where the business is.
So, just one last question before we wrap. How do you choose who you represent or who you work with on either level?
It's a gut feeling, man. It's about the rapport. It's about the relationship. Like, I'm not, just working with people or either working with people from a creative perspective, or work or being hired, or want to take your money just because you have money with regards to representation from the legal side, man. It's God has blessed me with the luxury to kind of pick and choose how I want to get down, or who I want to be affiliated with. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about a paycheck. You know what I mean? So, and that's the reason why I got multiple streams of things going on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not relying on one thing. And I don't encourage anybody to be relying on one thing, especially not in these days and times. You know what I'm saying? So, it's really a gut feeling on, what direction I go in. You know what I mean? It's about, sitting down with the person, building a rapport, seeing what direction is it in line with what I'm trying to do. And if it is, then we can move forward from there. So that's in a nutshell, that's simply what it is,
Absolutely, definitely. So let everybody know where they can get the new joints from Tracey Lee, or where they could link up with you if they, want to get representation.
RNF to death.
Oh, absolutely, man. First of all, done expecting on all streaming platforms, Tidal, Spotify, wherever you want to go. And you can also go to my website, TraceyLeeMusic.com, where we not only have that particular album, but we got, unreleased material that nobody's ever heard before, like a Live from the 215 album that was supposed to be released back in the day, right after Many Faces, that nobody's ever heard, with production from Kanye and guest appearances from Corrupt and Black Rob and Buckshot from Black Moon and things of that nature. So TraceyLeeMusic.com, we got the merch on that particular website as well. You can, hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up on IG, Trey Lee ESQ, TRACEYLEEESQ. That's on IG. You can go to Twitter. I'm out there, Trey Lee, TRAYLEE. But you just want to chop it up, whatever. And yeah, that's oh yeah. And if you want to hit me up as far as legal representation, you can also hit me up on TraceyLeeMusic.com, TraceyLee music.com. There's a space for you to actually reach out to me personally, and I return all emails.
Tracey Lee Esquire. And once again, man, thank you again, man. When I went through that Suez Canal, going through Egypt and everything, your music helped me stay up. So shout out to you, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Hold on. Say that again. I couldn't hear you. What you say?
Said when I went through the Suez Canal, going through Egypt and everything out there, going Far East and in Africa, I had your music on, and that helped a lot.
That is such an amazing thing to me, man. And I'm glad I could be a part of, you know what I'm saying, you getting through whatever you were going through out there, man. So blessings to you, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So listen, man, once again, Tracey Lee, thank you for being on the program. And we're going to stay up on all that throughout social media and numbers, because we got our information on that, me and you. So
Indeed,
we'll keep that going. All right, brother? Yep. Thermal Sound Waves.
Okay.
Track Live Radio, boys.
It's Thermal Sound Waves, a natural alternative to fast food radio.
Thermal Sound Wave.